Okay, guys, when we get sick, let's be honest, most of us turn to the internet for a diagnosis.
But you don't have to do it today because Dr. Kien Vuu is here to help us get some answers.
This is true. Why do people turn to the internet first? What is it?
Well, you know what? 80% of Americans go to the internet first. That's 93 million Americans. But it's really important that you go to a reliable source. So know where it's coming from. Is it, or have they been around for a while? Are they trying to sell you anything?
Right.
And is it up to date? But what I tell patients is, if you have symptoms and you're really concerned, really go see a doctor so we could properly work you up.
Or if you're a kid, call Dr. Oz. Okay, so let's see one of the first questions people typically ask.
What can I do to stop scratching that itch, singing Old Town Road? Here it is, snoring. What can you do to stop snoring?
Very good question. Half the amount of people actually snore at some point in their lives. Why do we snore? Well, it's because the soft tissue around your neck, your throat, and your tongue obstruct the airway. So here are some things you could do to stop it. Sleep in a different position. If you sleep on your side, less likely for your tongue to fall back there. Some people have a mouth guard that they could wear that pulls their jaw forward.
I'm always saying to my husband, roll over.
Yeah. If you've got a thick neck or if you're a little big,
that's me.
Lose some weight.
Oh, I'm always like,
But the number one thing I want people to know is if you snore a lot and you're tired during the day, it might be a sign of sleep apnea. In which case, you should go to your doctor. They'll do a sleep study because you might need a special machine when you go to sleep.
All right, put this up. Here's another question that's asked a lot. Let's see what it is. How long does the flu last?
Really great question because we're entering flu season. Typically, it lasts about 1 to 2 weeks, and there'll be symptoms like upper respiratory symptoms, a cough, runny nose, and you'll get the malaise. You might get really tired, the body aches.
The malaise.
Yes.
Am I right?
1 to 2 weeks, but what I want people to know is back in 17 and 18, 80,000 Americans died of the flu.
Whoa.
So if you're older than 6 months, which is all of us, you should get a flu vaccine, preferably before October, before flu season starts.
What about people who say the flu vaccine gives them the flu?
No, you might get some very mild symptoms, but you won't get the flu from the flu vaccine.
And when my babies were little, I was so stressed anytime I thought they had the flu bug. Okay, let's see another question that's asked a lot. Here it is, Scotty.
What would happen
if I listened to Taylor Swift? That's not it.
if I keep cracking my knuckles?
People ask that?
People ask that to me all the time.
They think my foot.
It might cause arthritis. It actually doesn't. So what happens is you have gases that is stuck in your joints. When you crack your knuckle, you release that gas and you hear the pop sound. So if you like cracking it because it makes you feel good, feel okay, it's not going to cause arthritis.
My daughter likes to crack my knuckles. It drives me crazy. She loves that sound right there. All right, so it doesn't hurt you.
No.
It's not bad. Okay, here's another one that people search all the time.
It's a good one.
If I swallow a fly, gum.
Oh, okay.
This one, is this an old wives' tale or is this true?
7 years.
That it stays in your stomach.
Right. Well, I think of gum like I think of corn. You have some corn, you're going to see it in a few days. So just like in gum, there are some digestible portions of gum and some non-digestible portions of the gum. The sugar and the starch of the gum is going to get absorbed in your body. What's left over, you'll find in the toilet in a few days.
So not 7 years.
Now, Doc, I have heard about the not eating watermelon seeds, like the black ones, because they grow in your belly. That's true, though.
Yeah, you've grown some watermelons before, haven't you? No.
No, I've never eaten the seeds because, like, those, they sprout in your belly. I've heard that.
What about this one for real? Can you go swimming after eating, or do you have to wait 30 minutes before you get in the water?
We're going rogue. Now we just have our own question.
I would definitely allow some time to just chill and digest because the food's not going to empty your stomach if you're moving around. So.
As a kid, that killed me. My brother and I'd be waiting at the side of the pool for 30 minutes.
My feet are getting pruny.
Murphy Candler Public Pool. Okay, here's another one. Put it up there.
What does it feel like
to have Kevin Hart stand on your head? These are real ones, people.
To have heartburn.
This is a real one because is that a sign of a heart attack, or can that be?
Really good questions. Now, 60 million people report symptoms of heartburn every single month. What does that feel like? Well, it happens because there's acid in your stomach. It comes up your eating tube, your esophagus, and it comes up here. So it'll feel like chest pressure that rises up, and you could have some metallic or sour taste in your mouth. Now, you do want to distinguish that from a heart attack. When you're having a heart attack, you might feel chest pressure, like an elephant stomping on your chest, but you'll have additional symptoms like it radiating down your arm. You might be sweating or flushing, or you might have shortness of breath.
The symptoms are different, though, for men and for women, right? Is that
It could be. They say that sometimes women have atypical symptoms, which might feel like heartburn. So really know those secondary signs. Are you sweating? Are you out of breath? Now, if it's associated with eating certain foods like chocolate, like coffee, like peppermint,
all of
like
it.
spices, if it's associated with eating, might be more related to heartburn and not a heart attack.
What's the #1 question as a doctor? It has to raise that people come up and want to know from you. Or is the one that you get asked over and over?
Again.
They usually ask me, Doc, you're in your 40s. How do you have so much energy?
How do you?
Same question.
Well, it's so important. You have to give your cells the nutrients it needs, and not nutrients from the foods that you're eating. Nutrients like love, like community, like moving around.
Dr.
It's
Vuu's
that type
a
of stuff.
lover. Look at Dr. Vuu coming in.
With the blue suede shoes,
Right,
brother.
resonates from in here,
Yeah,
Scott, right
I love
there.
it. Thank you, Dr. Vuu.
Great to see you.
Always good to be back. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Blue suede shoes, looking so good.
In his blue suede